Metal kids. Alright, welcome to the tuning video of Dirty Dave's 67 Fastback GT Mustang. This car is super cool. It is just a beautiful car. I really like this car. I got to finish my Mustang up. Mine's not a fastback though, and that's just a super cool car. And it's just beautiful, the trim and everything, as I went over in the unboxing video. So let's get this bad boy open. I get a little ahead of myself. We're gonna go ahead and do a full tune. Pull the axles out, grease everything. We've got the Paul gauge tires here in case you're wondering of the part number. There you go. And we've got our digital chip right here. Sorry, I had to turn the Maiden down a little bit. Got some Iron Maiden playing today. Okay, this one looks like it only has 3 screws, 1 in the front and 2 in the back. That's interesting. And these are your magnets. You can pull them out from the bottom. This style magnets I find do not have shims in them. So a lot of these older Evolution cars sometimes also stick really good. So that's cool. And we've got the slot invasion guide we're going to put in. So let's see what we've got. I wouldn't be surprised if the gears are, the rear axle is entombed with the gears. A lot of these older ones are. There we go. Oh, this car didn't have headlights or taillights. It looks like you got to get light bars for this one. Well, Dave's not gonna like that, but we'll get them. That's no problem. Yep, and like I said, the gears are kind of entombed there. It looks like somebody greased them somewhat, but we'll put a little bit more down there. We'll probably have to use a toothpick. That's all right. We'll go ahead and swap these tires out right now. These ones are hard to get to. We've got Marty's chat running upstairs, but I needed to get this done, so like I've said in my few chats lately, my job's been kicking my butt. I've already worked 10.2 hours today, 10 hours 20 minutes or so, and then I've got to get on, and it's interesting the size difference of the Paul gauges, but they'll stretch to go over it, but that's just interesting. Anyway, yeah, I got to log back in here in a few minutes and work some more, but that's all right. All right, we're cool. I bet this car's fast once we get her on the track. And I always mark the tires, throw them back in the bag in case we want to use them again, and put them in the tire box. Got a whole bunch of tires up there. We'll go ahead and do the guide. Now, I always recommend you pull these over just a little bit when you're doing this. That guide sometimes like to snag them, because you can fix them once you get the new one in there. Then we'll have to do a nice break-in period for this car as well. I like to use the Slotcraft Master method, where you just ghost it and put it on a really low speed and let it run for about an hour that way, and so forth and so on. Then you speed it up a little bit, and then speed it up some more. You know what I'm getting at. Hope everybody's doing well today, by the way. It's a shame I can't polish up the rear axle. This tuning won't take very long, in all truth. Alright, now we just got to do a quick polish. And the other side. There we go. All right, now we'll get a little bit of oil on there. All right, put that bad boy back. Yeah, I'll have to get on Carrera slots and see if they've got the lights for these. If not, I bet Amanda's has them. Ooh, boy, it doesn't want to go back in there very much. Let's not be nasty about things. There we go. Huh. Let's try this again. There we go. Look at that bad boy, that rolls nice. All right, now we've got to get a little bit of grease down in there. I don't. Kind of need a toothpick or something smaller than what I've got here. I got something here. I'll use an upholstery tack. I did some minor fiddling around with upholstery work, so I ended up having some of these. This is like playing Operation, man. Check out that little hole I got to get in there without screwing up the grease. Ha ha ha, tricked you. All right, we were able to get that right down there on that crown gear. So that's good. Cool. Now, all right, we can also get just a drop of oil down there. Just kind of working that oil in there a little bit, you know. All right, we're done oiling, we're done greasing. We got the guide changed, we got the tires on. Now let's change the chip. And my handy dandy vise is good for this too. Yeah, it looks like, see those little things right there? I imagine a light bar goes right there, and the same for up front right there. So we'll have to look into, Dave will have to look into that. I'll look into it for Dave, it's no big deal. Dave's one of my best buds, so it's cool. We're talking about Dirty Dave, not Dave the Hat Man. Dave the Hat Man's one of my best buds too, but you know, just to clarify which one we're talking about. These are the Daves I know, these are the Daves I know. Anyone remember that skit from Kids in the Hall? Banged my hand up today. I was messing with the fireplace and moved a little quickly and ran into one of the tools. want to keep that screw. And get this little chip out of the way. Alright. Then we'll want to pop the sensor port out, and that's done. You want to save that in case you ever need it. I put the chip and the sensor port in the same bag I took the chip out of, which we'll do right now. Keep the bench uncluttered, and that'll go into one of my little storage things in case we ever end up needing it. All right, so as you can see, this has everything for the lights, which we can't do anything about right at the moment. I have lights, but these are light bars that need to go in here. If they had light pods, like a lot of them will have like a little notch that you, or you know, a notch, anyway, a recessed area that you can see where the little boards slide right into, like my 917 Porsche. I need to do a video of that and show you guys what I did on the lights. Anders kind of wants to know about how I did the tail lights. I just kind of found a spot in the back where the light would shine through. Then I hot glued them down, but I'd be happy to show you guys, so I will work on getting that done. So since we don't need to use these right now, I'm just going to go ahead and get these out of the way to the best of my ability. Do a little winding here. All right, this is done. So this went really nice and quickly. Okay, that's what we got to do. Okay, we want that up there. All right. Sometimes you got to kind of finagle with these wires. They're a little fiddly, and to get them to sit the way you want them to, it's a little tricky at times. Okay, stop messing with me. All right. Oh. All right. Okay, you got to kind of put the back end in first, as I recall. That looks good. The one thing about the old hot rods, they've all got that, a lot of them have this. Like the Chevelle has that too. But, you know, I mean, it's all good. They still are beautiful and very cool. And we're going to be having this bad boy on the track, and, well, as soon as I can handle this screw situation. Yeah, I recall a lot of Evolution cars don't have lights, unless they specifically say they have lights. Gee, that makes sense, Captain Obvious. Ignore me. Have that gentleman removed. Oh, this song stinks. I do not like this song. Ironically, Dirty Dave, who's this car is, he and I had a little, he couldn't believe I didn't like it. I'm like, sorry, man. I just don't like Revelations from Peace of Mind. Anyway, all right. We're ready. We're going to go over to the track. We'll see you there. All right, kids, we're back. So I got the chip put in there and put the car on the track, and it didn't work, and I took it apart and found this little wiring problem here. So we're going to go ahead and redo these. They're both, this one could reuse it too, so I'm just going to desolder here and re-tin them and put them back in there. So dark purple goes that way. have a solder sucker, so I'm gonna have to improvise here. I know what to do. Whoops. Butterfingers. All right, there's one. Well, this one's being a little more argumentative. Thought I had it there. There's still a little piece of wire in this one, probably. All right, I know what to do. I need to get a solder sucker. I think I just about got it. Now where'd the wire go? Oh, there it is. And these wires are just tiny. Be really careful stripping it. Nice. That was a joke, by the way. Where are my strippers? Oh, they're not down here. I don't know where they are right now, so. There we go. All right. Gotta tin those bad boys up real quick. There's one. And two. And we're done. Go ahead and shut that off. All right. Dark purple to the outside. Okay, we should be good. We're going to put this back together and try it out on the track. We'll be back. All right, we're back on the track. I put the one headlight in there just to make sure we've got power. Let's code this in and see if she works. Yep, it's going to work. All right, now this thing's going to be like at level 10, so we want to change the speed. We'll go to 5. I'll just do the normal settings we use. It works. It's pretty quiet. It's coming back around here. All right. Okay, everybody. So the Evolution cars don't always have lights in them. This car didn't. I figured out a way to go ahead and get the headlights and taillights in it. I'm just going to hot glue them in there because you'd have to. It's made for light bars. It doesn't have pods like the 917 did. The 917 actually had little pods that held them in. I'm going to do a video about this for you, Anders, and about how I did the taillights. You can actually see the taillights in there, but I'll save that for the video. So anyway, there we go. It works. It works really nicely now. We got the chip fixed with the little wiring problem with a little bit of soldering there. No big deal. So that's cool. We're going to go ahead and go back to the bench, and I'm going to get those lights put in, and I'll show you how I do it, and then we'll get it on the track with the lights, and this car is going to look so fantastic, and I bet it's going to run really nice too. All right, we'll be back. Metal kids. All right, we are back. So as you saw in the last video, we got the chip fixed and everything working in here, and she's working on the track and working well. These Evolution cars don't come with lights. This model, you would put the lights in via some sort of a light bar that would go here and here. I've tried to find and source out where I can find said light bars, and I cannot find them. I have spare lights here. We don't got to get in this very often, so we're just going to go ahead and hot glue these into place. The only tricky thing is when you take the body off, you just got to remember you got to pull these things off, like any of the Carrera cars that already have lights, as some of you may know if you have them. Now, there are a couple little tricks to doing this procedure, which I'm going to go over here. And then this car will be completely ready and ready for tuning. And I like to use the Slotcraft Master method of tuning, where you fire the car up and let it ghost at a very slow speed for about, an hour, and then increase the speed and give it another hour or so, is the way I like to do it. I just run a whole bunch of ghost sessions and increase the speed after a bit. All right, so some of the small things, since we're going to have to. So right there is your LED, that little yellow thing. If you look, you can see those little ends of the wire sticking out, which are fine. But you just need to trim those up so they don't interfere, because that's about where your glue's got to go. So I just take my nippers and flatten that out a bit. You can file it down if you really think you need to, but the main thing is you want to get those points gone, which we've done. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, you got to do that with all 4 of your lights. So we're going to go ahead and do that right now. I got the glue gun on and getting heated up. Got some maiden going. Let me turn that down just a touch. I don't want to get copyright strikes we might have already. Not that I'm really worried about it. Some of these you might not need to trim up very much, but you need to check them. And the last one. Rolling, turning, diving. Rolling, turning, diving. Doing it again. I love Iron Maiden. I love metal. Okay. All right. The front ones are really going to be easy. All right. Just kind of looking at it to see where I can put these. I don't know if I can pull that off. I'm just seeing if anything's going to be in the way after I do this. Oh, you know, I actually think I can put them right here. And I can test that, which I'm going to do right now. I'll show you guys what I'm doing. I've got them fitting in these little notches where the light bar would go. Got the wire in the wrong spot. Kill for gain or shoot to maim. The golden goose is on the loose. Blackened pride still burns inside this shell. The bloody treason. Here's my gun for a barrel of fun for the blood of living dead. This is a good song. Remember the video for this, anybody? 2 minutes to midnight. We've been at 2 minutes to midnight for years. If you know the meaning, and I bet a lot of you guys do. All right. Now I'm not going to glue these in yet because this is just a trial. That looks exactly where they need to be. I'll be right back. Yep, that is absolutely fine. And what's great about putting them there is we won't have to worry about the wire. We'll only have to worry about that in the back. So that's cool. All right, let's get these bad boys in there. Looks like we can go over a little ways too. All right, I think that's good. So that little post is made for the light bar anyway. It should be fine. Just giving you guys a better look there. What I love about hot glue is if it doesn't work out, you can just remove it. Have you guys had that stuck on your hands yet? It's not nearly as hot as it seems. All right, those are in there pretty good. Okay, now the back. The back ones we're gonna have to get inside here and do. All right. Now, I gotta make sure that I get it on the right side as well, so This part needs to be over here. All right. You know, I'm pretty sure we can do the same thing here in the back. Oh, this is epic. I'm pretty sure we can. Let's try it. See, they've got the notches here too. They're not quite as well placed as the others, but I think this is going to work out just fine, especially once I glue it in there. I'm just checking my placement here. Well, that looks about right there. We're going to do another pop it together here. All right. It's all night. Midnight. I might have to glue them in just to do the test. I'm pretty sure this is going to work fine though. Just trying to get this wire placed. Sometimes this can be a bit fiddly. Alright. Iron Maiden isn't good at instrumentals. This song isn't bad, it's just not good. I'm gonna have to glue these in, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to do that. I'm gonna hold this one in place too. Cools off. No, terrible song. Flash of the Blade's awful. Back in the Village isn't bad, but I want to hear Power Slave. Yeah, Flash of the Blade's one of them filler songs. They've all got them. Everybody does it. You know what I hate is those spider web stringers. You get all over your place. It's in my hair. Ugh. All right, check it out, kids. All right. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, kids. That is it. No, I'm not gonna... I'll screw it together. Usually I don't screw it together because if you do, there will be something wrong. but since this is only 3, I'm going to go ahead and put it in. I wish more of them only had 3. But one thing that annoys me about a lot of the old hot rods on the Carreras, like the Chevelle, has the same problem. It's this. See how that's tapered? It makes it, you know, give it a little bit of an angle as it's driving, which looks really cool, but I don't know, it's kind of annoying. You can't really make it any more low profile, I guess, is where I'm going with that due to the chassis. All right, it works. Let's go over the track, see what we get. We're at the track. Check it out. This is a major success. You can even see the fog lights as well as the headlights. I'm getting singed by the track. So yeah, you can see those. And look at those taillights. Man, oh man. So yeah, it came out really nice. Now, let's run it. Let me get this on the tripod real quick, you guys. Okay. Should be tuned into Dave's controller still and have all the settings. Yep. Now it needs a tire tune. We're going to have to do that. But we're not going to do that right now. I just wanted to get it running here. Ah, one of the axles wasn't in there quite right. I thought it was running kind of funny. There we go. That's much better. So this is with the Paul gauges on. Oops. I'm going a little fast there. And the track's not clean. The tires aren't trued. We're not going to true the tires right at this very second. But yeah, she runs fast and nice. And it looks damn good. What a beautiful, beautiful car. Yep, there's a new sheriff in town for muscle cars. All right. She runs good. All right, kids, so there we go. Dirty Dave's new 67 GT Mustang. Scotty from Scott's House of HO said this would actually have a 428 Cobra jet in it for a motor, which is just crazy. Just amazing. What a beautiful car. So, all right. So thanks everybody for tuning in to this here tuning and digital upgrade to this car and adding the lights. So we got a lot done on this beautiful Mustang. So thanks everybody for tuning in. Hope you made it this far. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. It helps out the channel. Doesn't cost anything. And if you'd like, please leave a comment below. Thanks, everybody. See you later, Slot Cowboys. Race on, metal. Bye-bye.